Guess I better start installing this little stove into the wall here. Should be fun. I need to get some tools from in here, and there's a little woodpecker trapped. Hey bud, come on, the door's open. Come on mate. It's going to take forever. Come on. Come on buddy. Yeah, that's it. Yes! Change the back to the top so it lets out of the back. Like that. So now that's sealed, and then we've got a piece to start off there. But I need to suss out the airflow for the bottom first, which is annoying that there's a skirting board. I have to cut a chunk of that out. Well, I was looking to put the airflow on the bottom, but these instructions are very obvious and not for the bit that I need. That's just for the pipe and the wall. I need it for the gasket that goes on the bottom. I guess I'll just have to figure it out. Or I shan't. Pretty sure you just undo that and that, and it just sits in there like that. Well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, seems right to me. That's the measurements it says for away from combustible walls. Seems massive though. I'm gonna have to look up the manual online. So it just seems too massive for me. Maybe I'm wrong. 2 seconds. Yeah, it's 500, 300. 500 from the side wall, 300 from the back. See, the Scandinavian laws are different than the US laws, and I was thinking the US laws. So it's a little bit better there. Nice one. Take out a big chunk of that skirting, so then I can run air pipe into the back. Which means moving this again. We're going to need a vacuum cleaner. This is going to be full of sawdust. Hello. Right, mark that up and cut that through to the outside. We're out. The sunlight. This is the bit that I hate the most. Getting the insulation on that. It's a nightmare. Well, I'll do it now. Right. Just need to get that in the wall. I need take a little more out. Get it in snug. Right. Let's just have to paint that again. Paint that. But this whole wall needs reclad, so whatever. Then when I come to fit that to the bottom of the stove, I'll cut it down. It'll probably be to there anyway, so job's a good one. I'll seal that up at a later date, but now I can start putting in the hole for the main flue, which is always a laugh, and there's going to be so much sawdust in this wall. So here we go. So the hole works out as there. All I need to do is make that about 10 times bigger because it's double insulated pipe going through the wall. Morning. Right, a little bit of skirting back in over the airflow. Let's get the insulation bit cut for around the pipe to go through the hole to protect it from burning. Then I'll need to put the glass plate down, which is annoying, but it will give me the right levels and everything. And then move the heavy ass stove on top. Start fitting the pipe work, blah blah blah, you'll see. Mark that. cut it. Zip. So that's it cut to size for there. But I need to put the start module on, which goes in there like that, and also this bit that's going to go through the wall, because it's easier to wrap that insulation piece around it to put it through the wall, so it gets a nice tight fit. And you need to tape it, so I'll do that now. Right, the bit that I'm dreading, I'm going to lift that onto this glass, and then once it's in place and I can fit it to the stove, then I'll attach this. That's just sat there at the minute, and then I can put that on and put the seal on, and then I'll know my measurements for outside. But I'll do this, probably break my back in the process and smash the glass. The floor plate's gonna have to come further forward. You really need to have like a minimum of about 200-300 mil from the door. This is just off. There's the maximum 300. So I'm gonna lift it all back off. It's annoying because it'll leave a gap at the back, but don't want any reason for this to fail, so I'm just gonna have to lift it all back off again and do it. Right, it's better. Right, indoor bit pretty much complete. Just need to attach the airflow to the bottom here, and then I can go outside and start doing that miserable bit. Right, same sort of deal on the outside, sealed in, and then it gets this big bracket bit here, and then the junctions all the way up. Be fun. And this is why it's a two-person job, and you have to strap the stove in when you're pushing the pipe from the outside in. It's a nightmare on your own. And I scratched a glass somewhere. Right, that's that bit on the inspection hatch. So the little 90/T junction to inspection hatch. Now I've got to do a metre piece. But some of it's got right up my hole. The company sent me these brackets because you need like a bracket for every metre basically. But look at the size of that away from the wall. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to cut them down. It's only two, like, but still, it's gonna be a nightmare to cut down that. Maybe it will. We'll see. Yeah, annoying as expected, but at least I've only got two to do. Shame I can't reuse that piece, but you need that little end bit to attach the stuff onto. Yeah, anyway, I've only got two pieces to cut, so it's not too bad. Well, it keeps raining, which makes things a little dangerous, but we must proceed. I'll just bag the top for now. I'll show you some bits in 1 second when I've moved the ladders. So these bits, these 45s, are notorious for coming apart. I've just put a clip around this one at the minute, but I'm actually going to put a wall bracket here to hold that in, and I'm going to move that bracket to this one. These brackets are horrible. They pull out with the strain sometimes. but it has to be done, and then hopefully it stops raining, because I need to do the most dangerous part. Just pinning it with a rope for now until I get the braces, which I know I'm there, and I don't know, I've never used them before, so it should be a laugh. But the wind's picking up and the rain could hit any second, so I'm being careful. I think that's gonna have to be further down. Oh, it's so annoying, the rain is gonna hit any second too. Yeah, that one's gonna have to be a bit lower down like that. But I still need to move this in, strain it up. Finally stopped raining, so the support arms are in, and that's it. I just need to move the ladders and take that rope away, but that's got nothing to do with it really. And the little bits for the inspector that he likes. Also need to put a smoke detector up, because they like that too. Right, let's light it. Yep, seems to be getting enough oxygen, even without the airflow turned on. So, that's good. Project complete.